Dirty Sports Podcast. I said welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Prano. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Sacramento, California, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sacktown.
Sacramento. My first time spending significant time here. Kind of a cool town. I like it.
Why do I when I say Sacktown, I just picture like a ball sack?
Yeah,
Is that normal?
I think so. Yeah.
So my first question is, why is Sacramento the capital? I never understood that.
Well, this is interesting that you ask this, Andy. I don't know that this is true, but yesterday got up early. By the way, Sam Goldstein is sleeping in bed basically behind me. He's
hilarious.
Looks like he's awake right now. But yesterday, Sam's a sleeper. So yesterday I got up and I could tell Sam wasn't going anywhere for a while. So I walked downstairs. I was like, is there a good coffee shop nearby? And they were like, yeah, right down the block. So I walked down, got a cup of coffee, and everything in this area is the hotel we're at. It's Fort Sutter Hotel. There's a Fort Sutter right here. Sutter Health Ballpark is where the game was. Sutter Street, all this stuff. Sutter, blah, 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 blah. So sitting in the lobby with my cup of coffee, I'm like, who the fuck is this Sutter dude?
Related to Bruce? Not related to Bruce Sutter.
Not related to Bruce Sutter.
Okay.
Not as far as I know. It's possible, I guess. So I look him up. He was like a Swiss guy who, came over here when, the United States was being settled, but like this was still Mexican territory. And then there was like Californian territory and all this. Anyway, he sets up a fort here and yada, 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 enslaves a bunch of the natives, rapes all their children, makes them eat out of troughs. Real shitty guy, turns out. I'm like, you guys have the whole goddamn town's named after a child rapist slave owner. And so I read all about the history of this, but it's probably the first like proper settlement in California that had like walls and basically the first makings of a city that would happen. So I'm assuming that's how it ended up being the capital, is that it was like the first city in California.
Well, I have Googled, as you said all that. It became a capital in 1854, primarily due to its strategic location at the confluence,
the two rivers.
Yes, of the Sacramento and American rivers, making it a vital transportation and trade hub during the gold rush.
Correct. So he started the settlement that was basically splitting those two rivers right here.
And maybe this goes to what you're saying. It also offered the state government better facilities than other locations, including better infrastructure, hotels, and amenities.
Yep.
Interesting. And then they got the Kings, and now they have a baseball team on lease.
Yeah. And I got to say, it's awesome. When I become baseball commissioner, which we all know is my ultimate goal in this stupid thing we call life, every Major League Baseball team will be required to play a 3-game home series at one of their minor league ballparks throughout the season. This is just great. People are closer. It's a better fan experience. It's like way more like soulful baseball. Yesterday we sat on the lawn. The day before we sat, 5 innings off the Mets dugout, or 5 aisles off the Mets dugout. Like, it was great. Every team should be required to do this.
Well, they wouldn't do that because they would give up revenue.
Right. But again, They would give up revenue in the short term to make revenue in the long term by having young fans and their parents have a great experience somewhere else that would hopefully lead to them being fans long term and make those people want to go to the ballpark wherever that may be. If you guys have where's the closest minor league affiliate to the Reds? Louisville?
Yeah, Louisville River Bats.
So when those kids go there and they see fucking Ellie De La Cruz,
yeah,
they're gonna be like, Dad, we have to go to Cincinnati more. And Dad's like, fuck. All right, fine.
Well, you know what it makes me wonder? I wonder what the ideal size of a stadium should actually be. Now, we obviously saw the stadiums go back to more of a traditional route when all these stadiums were rebuilt. They're way smaller versus a lot of these football, baseball stadium, 60 south, 60, 65, 70,000 seat stadiums. So now they're down to like high 30s, low 40s. It does make you wonder, though, what would be the ideal size? Because I assume all these athletics games are selling out.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. For selling out, for maximizing
profits for the owners to keep them happy, but also like aesthetically for a fan. I wonder, Is it like 30, 25, 30?
Yeah. I mean, well, the real answer to that is obviously all these teams make all their money when they go to the playoffs or when whoever comes to town. So they know that the stadium is not going to sell out, but then they need to be able to put all those people in there so that it can sell. I'm sure when the Yankees come here to Sacramento, they wish they could take another ballpark and put it on top of it so they could get double the people in there or whatever. But I mean, it's probably the answer to your question for a viewer experience is probably the ballpark and Field of Dreams with just that bleachers right there. The kid choking on a hot dog. Look what you done to your daughter.
Yeah, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just wondering because it's like it's one of the weird sports where like you get so few people a lot of times, especially during when the school's still in session.
Yeah.
But then the weekends are usually pretty good, I think, for most teams.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out like a way that where they could find a middle ground. But I imagine like what you saw is just it's like basically spring training, but it's regular season.
Yeah. But it's awesome.
So what about the prices? I'm curious.
In terms of like food and
I'm curious. Concession. It was
definitely cheaper than your typical, sadly or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. I didn't actually purchase a lot of things because I was with Ian of McDuff's fame, and he was just going hog wild. Every time I turned around, there was another beer in my hand. At one point, he handed me a hot dog with mac and cheese and pulled pork and peppers on it. And I was like, why is this a thing? He's like, it's not, but I threw them money and I made them do it. And I was like, okay. So, but yeah, I mean, I got a couple of beers and I think the beers were 10, a 25-ounce can was $10, which I feel like, at Citi Field's probably like 17.
Yeah. No, probably. So it was cheaper, which is great.
Yeah.
That's good. I was wondering if they were going to keep traditional Major League ballpark prices at the minor league park.
They're going to play, I think, something like 150 baseball games here this year because it's still the minor league team's ballpark. It's still I think the River Cats or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that your team, the River Cats, or did I just make that up?
No, I have a River Cats hat.
Oh, yeah. So I think it's the River Cats, and they're playing all their games. So I think it's impossible. They can't be like, oh, it's $12 today and $6 tomorrow or whatever. They're just keeping it whatever the prices are.
Yeah. Was it like mostly Mets fans? Was it split?
A lot of Mets fans.
Yeah, I figured.
I would say it was at least 50-50.
Well, that's
But
good. Probably made
we were on the Mets, we were on the Mets side of the field on Saturday. We sat behind the Mets dugout, so obviously a lot of Mets fans buying tickets over there. Seemed like the other side was a little bit more A's heavy, but yesterday we were out on the lawn, and I would say it was majority of Mets fans out there.
What is a lawn? Like, what does that cost?
I think it was $50 or something like that.
It's $50 for the lawn, huh?
I think so, but again, the ticket prices, especially on the aftermarket, is really high because they're so. I think it's the second most expensive ticket in baseball this year. But at the same time, like the day before, we sat behind the Mets dugout and we were, I think 5 rows up or something like that, and the tickets were $100.
Gotcha.
So it's like that's still really expensive, but it's not as expensive as sitting 5 rows up at Dodger Stadium. Which probably be like $500.
So you went to 2 games.
Yeah.
How'd the Mets do?
1-1 in the games I went to. Took the series 2-1. They also won on Friday before I arrived.
Did you venture out in Sacktown?
Yeah, lots of venturing out, lots of walking around, seeing the city. Like we literally walked yesterday from where we're staying to the ballpark. That was like close to an hour walk. So we walked all through.
Hour walk. You getting them steps in, fam.
I know. And then everybody had done it. I was like, yo, are we trying to set a record or something? Can we Uber back?
My man is like a suburban woman walking. He's just going.
Yeah. And for me, listen, my am I in the best shape of my life? Of course I'm not. But also just my knee, whenever I'm drinking, my knee gives me a little pain. I was like, you guys like trying to felt like I needed oil, like I was a Tin Man. I feel my knee hardware creaking.
Hey, man, getting old.
Yeah.
You feel, I tell you people, you feel it in your 40s. Like you don't, I was thinking about the other day, I was like, you don't really feel it in your 30s, I didn't think.
No.
I didn't notice. But I was like, man, in your 40s, when you exercise, you feel that shit. You got to stretch more.
My advice to everybody listening is kill yourself at 39 and a half.
Bro, I wouldn't have been able to have two beautiful little girls if I would have done that.
Those girls are gonna kill you by the time you're 55. You ain't gonna be able to. You're old dad.
I am old dad. You know what I've noticed though? I'm gonna put the ladies on blast here for a minute. Just the whole
we should have a sound effect for every time you go. I'm about to put the ladies on blast. You're like,
The crazy tendencies that women have in general. It's fascinating that I can already see
it in your daughters,
in a 2-year-old. I'm like, you're doing something that you're gonna be doing 20 years from now for some dude, just the irrational behavior. I'm like, I was talking to my neighbor that we were laughing. He's got 2 little girls too. He goes, oh yeah. I go, you see this with your kids? He goes, oh yeah. He's like, you can see it at a young age.
He gets a little cup of whipped cream at Starbucks and throws it on the ground. She said, I said low fat whipped cream. Like, oh God.
Yeah, that's
a little baby Karen.
That's what I'm saying. That's basically the same thing as throwing something at me because you're mad.
Yeah.
That's makes no sense at all. Stop looking at me. What? You're 2. What? Stop looking at me, Dad. Daddy, stop looking at me. Okay. I'm literally just looking at you smiling, happy. Stop looking at me.
Driving around the neighborhood. She's like, does that black guy even live here? Just check his ID.
She's not a racist little Karen.
She's a Karen.
I don't know why
I'm just going full Karen vibes.
I didn't say she was a Karen. I said she's a girl. I'm like, girls are crazy. That's all I'm saying.
Women be shopping. She's already playing. Her little toy is just like a little phone that is connected to Amazon. She's pretending to order things all day.
Oh God, dude!
How many Amazon packages do you guys get?
Don't even get me started. Don't even. Literally, as we were talking, one showed up. I just like the Amazon.
Well, wait. As we've been talking on this show.
Yeah.
You got your alerts set up.
No, I just for some reason actually this was something I ordered. Never mind. Now I feel stupid. That my email dinged. It's actually something I ordered, but yeah, dude, Amazon and like already addicted to Target it too. Not addicted, but it's like, oh yeah, we're going to Target with mommy. Cool. Then I get a cake pop at the end. I'm like, what? Like, start them off young,
This is America.
but it's all right. I've got her into sharks, so I got my things too.
Okay.
So like, she's got 7 different sharks in the bathtub, and mom doesn't know any of them. And I'm like, I hear up there like, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, it's a leopard shark. It's a mako. Like she knows them. She's quizzing you. You know I'm a shark guy.
Yeah.
Love me some sharks. Yeah, girls are crazy. I don't even know why we're talking about this, but I have noticed they start young, Prano.
Yeah.
You see it.
We're talking about this because we were talking about you being an old dad.
Yeah, and how you feel it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like if I ran a marathon, now I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, okay, I last ran a marathon in 2019. I did
I last ran a marathon in a nightmare I had.
You walk one. It'd still be a lot.
No, thank you.
No?
So bar crawl. There's 26 Miller Lights along the way.
How about them Reds, Prano? How about them Reds now 500?
Yeah, there you go. Creeping back.
How about them Reds? Hunter Green has been pretty lights out.
And he's fucking throwing the ball pretty goddamn hard.
I think he might be starting to come into his own for real. Am I gonna roll down a Great American Ballpark, catch a game? I think I will at some point. I will.
Yeah.
I'll catch a game. I'll bring the crazy 2-year-old. What, Dad? Give me the wrong ice cream. Right on the ground. What the fuck's wrong with you? Yeah, I'll check out a game. I don't think it's flooded anymore. I don't know if the flood hit it. I think the Toyota Tundra, I think it's still there. I don't think anybody's hit a home run in it yet. It's been there for 25 years.
That's amazing.
We'll go on Pete Rose Day. Ironically, they're doing it on May 14th. I don't know if that's honoring his number or the girl that he banged. That was 14.
I was gonna say 514.
You know what's funny to me? Nobody in Cincinnati wants to like talk about that. I'm like, are we just gonna ignore this?
It's amazing that people, there are people who just like become famous for that kind of thing, and then other people that just like no one mentions it. I'll do it right now because I was talking about it last night. I understand the musical prowess, but I've just like never been a Prince fan. And people who are Prince fans are like psycho Prince fans. Google Prince bringing his 16-year-old girlfriend on the road with him and like I think employing her or marrying her or something like that so that she could adopted his 16-year-old girlfriend or like had her parents like sign away her like guardianship to him so that he could legally travel across state lines with his child bride.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. Would that be like the 80s?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah. I was like talking to Charlotte the other day. I was like, she was like, oh, we're going through our wedding playlist. And she like threw a couple Michael Jackson songs out. I was like, well, fuck it. If we're playing Michael Jackson, then we're playing Ignition Remix. And she's like, we're playing R. Kelly. And I was like, well, where are we drawing the line here? And then I was like, people are playing fucking Queen or Prince at weddings all over the place, and no one even fucking talks about it.
I gave up. I wasn't listening to Michael for a while, but now I'm just like, what are you gonna do?
And then I was also like, Kanye has some bangers to dance to. Like,
yeah.
And she's like, no. She's like, hard no on Kanye.
Well, for me, I've done again. Like, I'm not like, oh, I can't listen. Like, I'll listen to anything. Kanye's had a lot of good music, man.
Yeah,
he's had a lot of good music. Michael Jackson's had a lot of good music. R. Kelly's had some bangers. All I ever want is for people just to like don't act like you didn't know. That's all I ever say. Like, Jay-Z, you went on tours, you put out albums with R. Kelly. Don't act like you didn't know. Come on. Just
and it just opened up a ball. She's like, yeah, we're gonna play some Michael Jackson. I was like, all right, just so you know, my brother is gonna be like, he raped girls, like he raped kids. Like the second fucking beat it drops, my brother's gonna remind everybody Michael Jackson's a pedophile.
You think he's really got to remind people?
No, but he will. I don't think he's got to, but he's
like,
gonna.
people are pretty aware.
Yeah.
Like when I hear a Michael Jackson song, I want to know the percentage of people that one of their first thoughts is, oh, he licked little kids' buttholes. Right?
Yeah.
Like I think there's a high volume of people that would think that.
I mean, at least every time I hear black or white, because I'm assuming that's, all the little white kids with their little black buttholes bending over at the end of his bed.
Jesus Christ. Is that doc still on HBO?
I think so.
That's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
I've always said like I couldn't. That was not a one sitting. That was like over 2 weeks. I was like, I can do 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And this is me, Mr. Documentarian. Is that a word, documentarian?
Yeah.
We started the John Hamm show on Apple.
The John Hamm show. Which is the John Hamm show?
He's got a new show on Apple.
Oh, okay.
What is it called?
He's in Landman, which
Your Friends and Neighbors.
Landman. Oh, okay.
So basically, the premise is he loses his job and he starts
OnlyFans.
No, he starts robbing his neighbors secretly.
Oh,
it's kind of interesting.
That's cool.
Like he's in a rich area and he's like, wait, I know all these people and that's we're a few episodes in, but you'll laugh. Basically, his wife cheats on him with a friend, former NBA player, and I'm like, we're watching it. And I'm like, yo, I didn't know Jason Taylor was in. I thought I was convinced it was Jason Taylor. I was like, yo, Jason Taylor's in this. Oh,
and now I know exactly what actor it is.
Do you?
The one who looks exactly like Jason Taylor.
Doesn't he? And I was like,
yeah.
Brittany's like, huge. I was like, that guy's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I go, and then I felt, I'm glad you said that because I felt stupid. And then I looked it up. I go, that's not Jason Taylor.
Yeah.
It's some actor. Do they not look like spot on?
They look a lot alike. Yeah. I mean, I know the difference, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can picture the dude's face.
Mark Tallman.
If you say so.
Is his name. But I'm glad that you thought that too, because I was like, yo, is this a all black dudes look alike sort of thing? No.
No.
He looks just like Jason Taylor.
Yeah. He's like a 60, he's like a 3/5 ratio Jason Taylor, action figure. Because I'm sure he's not 6'9", 275.
You getting another action figure craze?
I did do one. I made a Mets fan one.
You did?
Yeah.
Let me pull this up. DJ Sizzle made one for me, and he was laughing. Where is it? Where's the Andy Ruther one? Oh, here it is. Let me pull this up. Hold on a second. You'll laugh. What do we got here?
I hope he put kids not included because they're at daycare. Curse not included.
Thus the process. Curse not included.
That's funny. Look at the beard. I like thick bearded Andy.
You got to put a lot more gray in there, buddy. I got a lot of gray. He included the what's that cup called?
Oh, the Stanley.
He included the Stanley. Thus, he said he struggled. They kept trying to say thrust. He's like, it's not thrust, it's thust on like ChatGTP. It wouldn't put thus the process. He kept having to correct it. He said,
I wanted to do one, but I was just like, oh, I want to make one to promote that I'm going to go up and sack and watch the games, and I'm going to tag the Mets and Miller Lite and whatever. So then I was like, make it like the old starting lineups. And then I did You remember those as a kid?
Oh shit! Oh, sorry. We'll get to this later.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. Sorry, I saw you had it. Okay, yours is like legit, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
Did you have the starting lineup figurines when you were a kid?
Of course, this is great,
Right?
bro. That's like you.
Well, I was like, use this picture to make a starting lineup action figurine. And I was like, Mets. Somebody, one of the dirtballs wrote, "Who puts ketchup on a hot dog?" I was like, "That's the sausage and peppers, dude. I don't even need
That's
hot
hilarious.
dogs."
Dude, the dirtballs are insane. Somebody started a Reddit forum that Brittany left me.
What? Dude, I gotta say, never going on our Reddit for the last 2.5 years has been the best experience of my life.
Did Ruther's wife leave him?
That's a Reddit post. That's the title of a Reddit post.
And it's not like trolling me.
Andy hasn't talked about Brittany in 3 episodes. Did his wife leave?
No, wait until you hear why. And the dirtballs are like, other dirtballs are like, you're a moron, you didn't listen. At the 12-minute, this is 3 days ago. At the 12-minute mark, Andy makes the comparison to getting in some bad fights and just punt on an entire marriage. Will Cream Pie Andy be back prowling the Fridays or Chili's over the weekend? And the first comment, no. He was making a comparison to the Nuggets coach being fired this late in the season as if to someone gave up on a long-term marriage because they got into a couple bad fights. I think he was saying instead how working to find a solution, the Nuggets should try to make it work. Like no, dude, yeah, you're literally saying the exact opposite. Whoever started this thread of what I said.
You're like, I get it. The Nuggets should move on from Mike Malone, just like I moved on from Brittany. She's been ordering too much Amazon packages.
Oh,
I'm now a single dad of 2. That's
literally,
hilarious.
I'm like, you get in a couple fights, you got to make it work, just like the Nuggets should.
I see what you're doing to try to get me to check our Reddit, but I'm not gonna. I'll just let you update me on things that might be in there.
No, it's again, I scroll through, definitely. I spend a lot of time on my phone when I'm trying to get a fucking baby to sleep. And I saw that. I could not stop laughing. And then we even got, I died. Shout out to whoever dirtball posted this. Going through the comments. They're pretty funny. Somebody wrote, what did somebody write? You're going to die when you hear this. Yes, rumor is Ruther's lady left him for Nick the Nick guy. Crazy.
What a pull.
Dude, whatever a dirtball pulled a Nick the Nick guy.
Dude, what a pull. I have not thought about that name in a while.
Nick the Nick guy. What do you think he's doing?
I think he is working in an insurance company in a cubicle. He's now the guy from Office Space is like, my stapler. And they're like, they heard from Nick the Nick guy. Why does he have a little placard on his desk that says Nick the Nick guy? What does that mean?
Do you remember him in Muncie?
Yes.
On video. You want to hear something crazy? That was October 2015.
It's crazy.
So like we talk about where's Nick the Nick guy. So he's probably like 25, 26.
Yeah.
But he kind of disappeared pretty quickly, if I recall. Like,
well, he did just post in Reddit that you left your wife.
I would love a dirty sports dirtball. Where are they now?
Yeah.
He might be top on my list.
Top number 1?
I think he's number 1. Like I want to know where are they now. I mean, who else would be?
I'd like to know where Supple Carrot is.
He's up there. He's definitely top 5. Who's the truck driver? But it's not as interesting. He just
Oh yeah, Sean Sparks.
It just felt like the younger guys are interesting. Is like where are they? We all know how different people are. Like as younger versus like
Yeah.
their late teens versus. Do you remember Supple Carrot what he was wearing on that cold rainy day? I don't
No.
know why I always remember that. I remember
Oh, sleeveless shirt.
yeah, and I was like, it was like one of those cold 60-degree. You're like, I'm like, I like want to get. I was like, do you need a blanket? Like, like, are you a cold, bro? Suffolk. Okay, give me one more. Give me one more.
Okay. Who else would I like to? Well, let me just say this. If Elon and Doge didn't get rid of whatever position he who shall not be named does for the American government, then Doge is a fraud. There's absolutely no way he's supporting us in any sort of way.
But we know what he's doing.
I mean, we don't know the details, right?
Again, he left me a call from South Korea.
Right.
Apologizing 3 years ago. So
he's now married to a South Korean ladyboy.
I bet he's definitely married to a South Korean girl. I don't know if it's a ladyboy.
Those kids' eyes are going to be fucked up in all kinds of different ways.
You brought that cocksucker to my apartment complex, dude. How dare you? And then he turned on you. See? That's what happens. No, there's got to be like one other obscure one that you're like, what is so doing? I'm
trying to think whose name was like always popping up.
I don't know. That's funny though.
I assume I know where like Nick DiDonato is. I assume Nick DiDonato and Brandon Ward and other just spend their time in like 24-hour fitnesses and out of Philly punching each other in the dick.
No, you're missing the dude who got big into weightlifting, the Eagles fan. That wasn't Nick DiDonato. That was remember the other dude from Philly?
Yeah.
Who got like big into weightlifting. Definitely a few domestic abuse or like some sort of charges.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
When it looked like the Eagles were going to lose to the Rams last year, he definitely threw his girlfriend down the stairs.
Yeah.
And then tossed a empty Yangling at her.
Roid rage. Definitely. Yeah. Did you
definitely kicking her in the face repeatedly right now over the fact that the Philadelphia 76ers, who every Sixers fan told me last year were like, oh, we deserve to beat you Knicks in that series. You didn't even you're nowhere near us in terms of a fucking basketball team. You're a fraudulent team. You guys missed the playoff. You're not in the fucking play-in game.
24 games, man.
Yeah, because they're bad.
Well, the playoffs are here.
Yes, they are.
They start today or tomorrow?
Well, I think they start tomorrow. I think tomorrow. Play-ins.
Play-ins tomorrow. That's right. I feel like there's a lot of intrigue this year.
Intrigue?
But just because, like, look at your two number one seeds.
Yeah.
The Cavs and the Thunder. I just feel like, I don't know.
There's a lot of intrigue for me. Absolutely. I mean, I think we're setting up for some interesting series already. I mean, we have Lakers, Minnesota, even just the ones that are set. Lakers, Minnesota, Clippers, Denver. We got Knicks, Pistons. Pistons beat the Knicks 4 days ago and have been really good for the house. I think the Knicks win that series, but I think it's going to be a dogfight. And I think we probably end up getting smacked by a Celtics team in the next round, which means we will not have basically advanced at all from last year, which is sad and disappointing.
How do you feel about Cleveland?
I have Boston as the favorite out of the East still, so I guess that's how I feel about them. I don't think that they're going to get shocked by a play-in team. But you know, would I be like, I don't think I would be super shocked, although I'm not going to predict it. I don't think I'd be super shocked if they like lost to a 4-5 team, you know, whoever wins a 4-5 matchup, you know. Would I be shocked if they like lost to the Bucks? No, but also I don't think that's going to happen, but I'll take the Celtics in an Eastern Conference Finals against them.
I feel like most people are taking the Celtics. Obviously, they're not the one, but I'm saying, you know, just as the favorite. Any potential upsets here that you like?
Who? Well, yeah. Basically, I could see, you know, let's say a Warriors team ends up getting that 7 seed. I could see them upsetting Houston.
Yeah, there's some interesting matchups.
I could see, I could see the Clippers. I know that's a 4-5, but I mean, Denver, like, they just fired their head coach. I think Jokic is too good to let that happen in the first round.
They've won 8 straight, the Clippers. And
Yeah,
then the Nuggets have won. They've won every game since they fired their coach.
Yeah.
Have you been to that new arena yet?
No.
I feel like
maybe Chris Wilde will take me for a Lakers Clippers second round matchup or something like that. Although I guess that wouldn't. They'd end up playing the 2 seed.
Yeah. Do
you see any potential of a Minnesota upsetting the Lakers?
I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't followed it closely enough. I don't know. What do you think?
No, not really, but like an outside shot, you know? Because Minnesota was right there last year, and they have Anthony Edwards, who has the potential to go bananas. But
didn't he pay all his child support off in a lump sum?
Yeah, it's a boss move.
Didn't he do that?
Yep.
He paid like $500,000.
Yeah. I still want to test my $2 million bag theory with one of these guys.
No, by the way, he paid more. Anthony Edwards decided to pay $1,800,000.
Yeah.
A little over $1 million. $1,080,000. Covering 18 years, $5,000 a month. I assume he just doesn't want to be in the kid's life.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, what's that situation all about?
I know. Well, he had 4 kids like in a matter of fucking 2 months.
These guys, like, I just don't get it, man.
That's what I'm saying. I really want. I need to have this happen at some point. I need the $2 million bag test where like they're getting ready to fucking come in, and I'm just like, hey, if you don't right now, you get this leather bag with $2 million in cash in it. I feel like they'd all be like, fuck yeah, dude, I'll take that cash. And I'm like, this is the decision that you're literally making every time you don't do this. You're giving away this $2 million cash.
It's insane.
I just feel like there's no perspective.
No.
I was just talking to somebody the other day. Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody, and they were like, they knew a chick who was like, you know, kind of like runs with the basketball groupies types. And he said that they're just all obsessed with fucking cream pie. Just all of them.
Well, I think most dudes are. But
that's funny. I made basically a lifelong commitment against it at this point.
Okay, well, I mean, like, I think most people are. Well, maybe not you, but obviously because it just feels better. But my thing is, it matter. Like, it's a different story when you have that amount of wealth.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'll just say it, like, dude, we don't want to be bringing kids into this world that just we're just gonna pay it. Like, it's not good for the woman. It's not good for the dude. Like, it goes both ways. Like, nobody wants to talk about that for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, oh, you're just gonna pay and not be involved in a kid's life. That's not good for the kid, and the woman shouldn't just have a kid just to take the money either.
Right.
It's also not good. Like, we're talking about somebody's life.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But, yeah, the bag test would work. You would think it would work.
I would think so. But
did they make it to the Western Conference Finals last year?
Yeah.
So that should be a good series.
Yeah. You watch any golf this weekend?
I didn't.
Me either.
I was like, I just can't, man. I can't do it. By the way, back to the NBA real quick.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Andy Ruther prediction: Thunder don't make it to the finals.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna fade you on that.
Okay. Everyone's doing the stats of like they're the best plus minus point differential. I don't know if you saw that.
I'm gonna fade you on that. I just think nowadays, like I feel like this Thunder team is different than. I feel like they are the blueprint for the modern NBA. Like, be young, be savvy, pick up this guy here, that guy. Like they're building a team in a way where they have not fallen into the trap of, oh, well, that star's available, we got to go get whatever. And I think that this is just where the NBA is headed. I mean, you look at the Celtics winning last year, it's just depth and matchup problems and everybody being able to score and spreading the floor. It's like they have made some incredibly savvy moves, obviously, in getting all those draft picks and getting SGA, but then they've used them really well. And I said it, a couple months ago, or maybe it was last month or whatever, but about my Knicks is like, sadly, the Isaiah, I feel like the Knicks aren't going to improve this year because they lost Isaiah Hartenstein. And I think that the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win the championship because they got Isaiah Hartenstein. Just like a big like that, playing 25 minutes a game, like they're just so deep. The idea that he was playing 40 minutes a game for the Knicks when Mitchell Robinson was out,
Yeah.
And when you have guys like that they just have endless guys like that, from fucking Chet to like whatever. And you're just everybody being able to play 25, 30 minutes a game, young, deep, dangerous. Like, I just think they're so good. The question is, are they too young?
Did you see what Isaiah Thomas said
About LeBron?
Bro, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I'm telling you, it's like the old heads heard people like us and everyone else complaining about them. So now they dug in even deeper. I can't get over this. Let's play it.
Second part of our doubleheader tonight. LeBron James going to play the game like this. Shirts and skins is what they're doing tonight.
Okay, so let me just pause it before Isaiah goes into his fucking old man yelling at clouds rant. Guys, this is hours before the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 hours. I don't know. I don't really care. Also, football players always show off shirtless when it's cold in warmups, and there are fans there. Anyway, listen, this to me.
This is like 5 hours before the game.
Yeah, or that. This to me is like one of the worst old head rants I've ever heard, ever.
I just totally 100% object to this. And if I was the GM or coach,
me too. I would object to this. And who's saying me too?
Yeah.
I would never let one of my players walk out on the floor looking like this. I mean, we are a professional NBA league. We ain't summer league. We ain't, you know, at the YMCA.
Listen, I think coaches got to go back to suits.
Okay, so then Steve Smith chimes in. Coach has to go back to suits.
And I think cigars should be able to be smoked in the stands.
Isaiah's
Back
like,
in my day, Red Auerbach, he wore a suit everywhere. He wore a suit to the golf course. He wore a suit to breakfast. He wore his suit in the shower. He
Isaiah's
smoked
like,
a cigar in the shower. He would cover it with his suit to make sure it didn't get wet.
Isaiah's like, we should go back to when we couldn't play with white people.
Yeah.
We should go back to when we had to drink out of different water.
I
solids.
think that I think Isaiah Thomas's fucking stupid voice. I think the NBA should be you fucking nerd. I think they should have separate water fountains.
I just mean.
Absolutely. You know,
I don't say fucking because I'm a fucking nerd.
College and pro.
I just think
Rick
the
Mahorn's at home
professionalism
fucking my wife because I'm a fucking cock.
in our NBA league has diminished so much, and I
Wait. I'm right. What has diminished so much?
The league.
What is he talking about?
our NBA league has diminished so much, and I look, I like LeBron, I'm a fan of his, so forth and so on, but to walk out on the floor before a game with no shirt on and shoot, I mean, come on.
Dude, they're acting literally like LeBron walked out and was like,
Meanwhile, fucking Isaiah Thomas is on the end of the desk doing fucking Urkel cosplay.
Fredo, they're acting like he walked out and was slamming his junk on the scorer's table. What?
5 hours before the game.
He's shirtless. Who cares? Who cares? Like I said, you and I both know, like a flex for NFL guys when it's 20 degrees is
But,
they go up.
Here's the most important thing. Who fucking cares?
That's my point. Like, I've never heard anybody be like, those NFL players shirtless on the frozen tundra.
Isaiah Thomas should be offended, should be, worried about what the fuck he did in multiple franchises.
Exactly.
You're talking about how the league has fallen. You took a 16th of the league and tried to flush it down the toilet.
Oh man, where we at? What we doing? Where we
We're
at?
warming up 5 hours
Now,
before the game.
If you want to, Adam Silver, if you want to find somebody, find that.
What
Put
was
a
that?
fine on that.
Spoken by the Hall of Famer and the greatest player in Pistons history, Isaiah Thomas. Second half has begun between the
Spoken by the worst president of basketball operations in the history of basketball at any level.
I noticed Jalen Rose. I was like, yeah, I didn't think Jalen Rose would hop in on that. I wish Jalen Rose would have, and I don't know, maybe there's more to this clip. That's just the clip that I saw on social. I wish Jalen would have been like, really, Isaiah? We're talking about a guy shirtless. Who cares? These guys are just so bitter, man. They're so bitter. You're bitter because nobody has
It's the modern day equivalent of Ken Griffey with his hat backwards.
It is. That's true.
Respect the game.
That's true.
Respect it.
That's true. You guys are just mad because nobody's looked like that. Nobody's had like the Adonis body that LeBron has at 40. Like of all the things you want to complain about LeBron.
I found it way more disrespectful that Isaiah Thomas used to warm up in rainbow suspenders.
I mean,
did I do that?
you were talking about offensive. You and Magic Johnson used to French kiss at half court. You guys used to tongue kiss at half court. Giving Magic Johnson a little reach around, a little.
Yeah. I'm offended that you used to sleep inside John Sally's nutsack on the road in the Bad Boys Pistons days. Like a fucking glowworm.
We are the NBA.
I am constantly offended too. Like Isaiah Thomas Jason Garrett, like, I am constantly offended when you trot somebody out as an analyst that has already expressly proven they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Being an athlete and being an analyst, being an athlete and being a coach, being an athlete and being a GM are wildly different things. Isaiah Thomas has proven to the nth degree that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay, cool. You played point guard really well. Great. You're the world's least qualified person to talk basketball because it is impossible for Andy's daughter to put down her shark toys and pick up the fucking phone as the president and GM of the Knicks and do a worse job than you. It's impossible. It's impossible. Jason Garrett out there at halftime. You know what they need to do in the second half? Whatever I say, they should do the opposite because I fucking suck at this.
Didn't Isaiah, was he, am I just making this up too? Like I did with Magic Johnson. Was he a part of Vancouver?
No, he was part of Toronto.
Toronto. That was it. And the coaches should wear suits too. Like Steve Smith is like just chiming in. Like, I agree. But let me play this out for them. I don't understand. Again, it's 4 or 5 hours before the game. What do you want him in? Just a Lakers shirt? Who cares? I wonder if he
just becomes Samuel L. Jackson in Django Unchained. He's like, I want him out there in a bow tie.
I want
respect the master. If you're not wearing a bow tie, you ain't even trying to respect the master.
I wonder if they know when he's saying stuff like this. Like, is he leaning in to I'm an old head?
No, he's just a fucking dork. They're all just trying to have hot takes. They're all just trying to like get some fucking thing.
But that's what I'm saying.
My day, we would never do that.
That's why I'm asking. Like, are you leaning in? That is leaning in. Like, are you leaning in? I got my take today. How dare he go shirtless?
Yeah, I don't think he's leaning into being an old head. I just think he is an old head, and he's trying to like take a fucking. He's like, I got a thing for us today. And because he's an old head, that's the thing.
I would love to hear if that got back to the Lakers locker room. Those guys just all ripping on Isaiah. I would love to hear the conversation with the Lakers.
I would love if LeBron went and warmed up next time without the shirt, but with the jeans and the suspenders, the cuff jeans and the suspenders and the white socks. That's what I would tell LeBron if I was that. I'd be like, put Isaiah either that or you know what I'd warm up in? I'd warm up in an Eddie Curry Knicks jersey.
Yeah. Old Sugarfoot.
Either that or you know what I'd warm up in if I was LeBron? A fucking Dream Team jersey.
I was just gonna say you could do Dream Team.
He should do. Remember, the Dream Team caricature T-shirt. He should warm up in that next time, dude. LeBron James, can you hire me as your executive vice president of Petty? He's like, yo, Joe, what am I warming up in? I'm like, how about this Dream Team shirt with the whole team on it?
Or he wears one of those shirts that you see on Muscle Beach where it's a shirt, but it looks like the guy's shirtless. You know what I'm talking about? With like a 6-pack.
That would be hilarious.
It's just the ultimate troll. Dude, I see these things and I'm like, is this real? Yeah, it's real. You guys
imagine how I felt when Eddie Curry got extended. I was like, this isn't real. I was like, good job, Mikey. I don't know how you managed to print 5,000 fake New York Posts so that everywhere in town I went, I saw this headline. But you've done it. There's no way this is real.
I forgot he was your guys' head coach, too.
Yeah.
I mean, just a terrible track record post-career. He never made it past the first round ever as a coach.
Well, of course he didn't. He's one of the worst coaches and one of the worst executives of all time.
Bro, even worse. I totally forgot about this. Then he went to college. Listen to his record at Florida International. Listen to his record in 3 seasons. 7-25, 11-19, 8-21. He had a combined 26-65 record as a college head coach.
He sucks, Andy. I'm trying to express that like it's offensive that the NBA TV does it. It's offensive when the NFL does it with Jason Garrett. It would be offensive if my fucking kid showed up to a 7th grade health class and Magic Johnson was teaching sex ed. I'm like, bro, you got AIDS, dog. This ain't your class.
Yeah. It really is unbearable at this point. These old heads. It's just unbearable. It's not good for the game though, too, dude. Like, that's something that he's got to be aware of as commissioner. Adam Silver has to be aware of that. Can we also just talk about in basketball, every pickup basketball game in America, every single day, half of the people playing don't have shirts on. It's literally how you play basketball. The majority of your... Well, that's why they made the comment. Did you hear the pickup? Yeah, the commentator made the comment about pickup basketball. The host. I mean, it's like, again, one of the worst takes I've ever heard.
It's embarrassing. It's not
me,
any more embarrassing than anything that Isaiah's done after his career, but that's an impossible.
You might think this goes too far, and I'm not saying it goes this far. It's on par with Terry Bradshaw saying I would take Mike McCarthy over Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers was in his prime. Like yeah. it's in that sphere of like, yeah. What? Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah, just get the old heads out, man. Nobody's watching that shit. Did you see the drama that's played out with Tennessee and this NIL and their quarterback?
I've seen like the headlines, and then my buddy texted me about it the other day. He's like, college football's broken. I was like, I would know what you were talking about if I didn't, or like, hate to say I told you so, but
no, this is next level though. Like, college football is not, dude, you're just the NFL. So the guy gets and again, I don't follow it, but obviously this story was everywhere. So I checked it out. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Nico Imaliva, whatever. Not going to work here anymore. I guess he signed an $8 million NIL deal before he went
to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay. And did he play this year?
Yeah, they made the playoffs. They got their ass kicked by Ohio State.
Right. Okay.
So he wants it's like the NFL. He wants more money. He's holding out. Okay. And I guess he wasn't even really that good. Like of his stats, it was like 3 games against terrible teams. Again, this is stuff I just read. So the point of all this is you've entered the NFL, and he's receiving backlash even himself from like NFL guys are commenting on it, and like guys like Michael Parsons, and people are like, dude, like, what is college now? Like, what is it? So he basically was holding out for more money. He's making $2 million a year. The rumor is he wanted $4 million, or maybe it's not even a rumor. He wanted $4 million a season. And the school was basically like, bye.
And so what? He transferred?
He'll enter the transfer portal.
But now is he going to try to go get $4 million from someplace else?
Well, he won't get it. But here's the crazy thing. Again, it's such the Wild West. If a guy holds out in the NFL, there's going to be repercussions, or any sport, right? There's going to be, you're going to lose your money. You're going to like this thing is so jacked up at this point. And they waited so long, and then they did nothing, and then the court settled it. It's like, again, I just don't know how you can get into these sports when the playing field's never been more uneven. And it's about donors, and it's just we need a Blue Chips. We need a Blue Chips remake.
Or
need a
we
Blue
need
Chips.
to shut the whole fucking thing down. Like I said,
You
if you're
can't
good,
shut it down.
if you're good enough to have, again, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida State, this has nothing to do with colleges. You want to be some like minor league. You want to be like the Florida.
That's what I'm saying. Make it a club. Make it
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can't like, get rid of the football.
Yeah, but guess what? Watch how quickly that fucking thing unravels. And then you get back to student athletes, and then you get whatever. But like, again, it's not going to happen because they've already opened Pandora's box and there's no closing it. So college football, and I've said it before on the show, and I'll say it again. I'm embarrassed for you if you care about this shit. I'm embarrassed for you. College football is a fucking joke. College basketball, that the way that tournament ended, and 4-1 seeds, because it's the same fucking thing. Now all the power schools have all the money. We're not losing kids. We're this kid on Wichita State's good. Fine, get him money. He's not going to be a senior at Wichita State. He's going to come here and be a senior here. It's all a fucking joke. I'm embarrassed for you if you care.
It really is sad, though. It's just sad because the whole, I don't want to say industry, but the whole thing is just it's so far gone. I just don't think there's any way to help it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so far down this path. It is sad. I think it's sad though. There's a part of me that really feels that way. Like it's sad that I just like you can fix certain sports. You can make remedies. You can patch things up. Even baseball. And baseball is kind of a mess. But there's still, you're always offering suggestions and there's things you can do. It's just this is bad. And like people forget. I always say this. People forget when this decision came down, Prano, for court, you never see agreements politically, ever. This was a 9-0 unanimous Supreme Court decision. When is the last time there was a 9-0 unanimous in favor? So my point is, it's so overwhelmingly passed that it's like, just don't know where you go from here. I guess the only thing you could do is put a salary cap. Then, like you're saying, then we are straight up minor leagues. We're straight up minor leagues. We're putting salary caps. I don't know. Are they going to have unions? Player unions like you do in other pro sports?
Wake me up when we talk about something I could ever begin to think about caring about again.
It's just sad, though. It's just sad. It's a mess, man. I do have a recommendation for the New Orleans Saints, though, in light of the Derek Carr news.
What was the Derek Carr news?
He might not play this year.
But he's hurt?
Yeah, there's an injury. There's a lot. I think there's something more to this. A lot of shadiness. His status for 2025, it may be in jeopardy. He currently has a health issue, a shoulder injury.
Well, bro, if you're not playing in 2025, you good?
Well, what I'm going to say is you tank for Arch at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, how fitting would that be? He stays home. So the two quarterbacks currently on their roster, Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler, went a combined 0-7.
Haener? Rattler? Hardly know her.
But this is my point. So the two guys who filled in for Carr last year when he got hurt with a different injury went 0-7. So clearly they have a proven track record. They can lose every game. They did it. They lost every single game. If I'm the Saints, I 100%.
The other option, of course, is to have Drew Brees come back and throw for 5,300 yards on mostly screens, go 7-10, and lose in the first round of the playoffs after somehow still winning the NFC South.
Shots fired. I just think that's the move. You get the number 9 pick in this year's draft. The quarterback class is pretty weak. The Derek Carr thing has been kind of a debacle. I know you're a Derek Carr defender, which I've never understood. You're a Derek Carr defender.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Derek Carr was underrated, was my defense.
Which is a wild take, Brano.
Well, it's not a wild take when everybody hates Derek Carr.
Don't you think, though, you really lean into tanking, though? Tank for Arch?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I would assume the family would love that. Or maybe they don't want to go to New Orleans.
I don't know. I don't know the relationship with the Saints and whatever, but I know the relationship with New Orleans, and they love it. And they fucking, everybody's still there. Everybody grew up there.
Exactly. Because he grew up there, right? Arch, and he went to high school there.
Yeah. They all went to that. They all went to the same high school. Yeah.
Wasn't it Newman? I mean, that's got to be the move, right?
I don't know. I mean, like, are they doing that already for him, or is it just the name? Like, is he considered a top QB coming out next year?
That's actually a good question. I mean, yeah, he is. I mean, again, this is Google. Neither of us follow it. I mean, every article saying he's a top. Yeah,
good.
They're all saying it.
Well, they're going to have to out tank us then.
You know they're going to have a huge hand in this, the Manning family.
Yeah. Honestly, I would if I was them, the Giants aren't what the Giants were when they forced their hand to the Giants back in the day with Eli. I know Saints ownership is not beloved by any means, but God, we went down there. It's such a culture.
It's a great city.
Yeah, but even the team's a huge part of it.
That's what I'm saying. They're very well supported. It's a great city. Even when they sucked, we saw Giants Saints, two bad teams.
Can you imagine those security guards dancing when Arch throwing TDs? Oh, hometown boy. Isaiah Thomas was like, back in my day, security guards stood there with their hands in their pockets and they made sure that people weren't dancing. Look at them just dancing, having a good time. Should be ashamed of themselves.
I'll stop the twerking.
No twerking.
When I grew up, you did the do-si-do.
Yeah. And you reserved it for the Mayfair dance. You didn't just do it in the streets. Some animal. While you're at your post, how dare you? Respect your fake badge.
Twerking. When I grew up, it was called working. You worked. You didn't twerk while you were working. You just worked. What is this twerking? And you ate popcorn without butter on it at the concession stand. You got it plain like a real man.
You ate it with a fork. These animals using their fingers.
Everyone's so damn hot. That'd be a fun place to live, man. It's just so hot and humid in the summer. It's just so hot and humid. That's a fun stadium. It really is.
It's awesome.
You had been there before, though.
Yeah, I love it. That's why that's how we ended up back there. I was like, oh, when that came up, I was like, this is even better.
Whatever happened to that comedy club?
It basically was pulled out from under them. The landlord literally gave them 2 days notice to shut down.
And they still have another spot.
Yeah.
I'm on their website. So, like, where do they go? That sucks. That was like one of the only comedy clubs, right?
Yeah. They've opened a new one, like Sports Drink or something like that. But
maybe the Mannings open a comedy club down there.
yeah, let's do that.
Right? I bet Eli could do some stand-up.
Oh, yeah, he'd be great.
I think he'd be pretty good. Back in my day, you didn't go on stage and tell jokes if you were an athlete. You went on stage and gave speeches about cancer. Fucking Urkel. We have we have a hotline, guys. We're gonna keep it kind of short today.
Great.
310-359-8365. Give a ring. I have transferred. I got to figure this out though. Skype, like it'll officially all be Teams in a couple weeks, and I have set up a Teams account, but it's like I don't even know how to save the call. Like I was Googling. I was like, how do you save these? I'm gonna have to eventually go to a Google Voice number, which whatever.
I feel like there's a thing these days where people could like leave video messages. I think that should be the next iteration.
I hope. I don't think people want to be on video. Unless it's Nick the Nick guy.
I think in honor of this conversation about the potential future of the hotline coming up on this specific episode, I think we should have a new Dirty Sports rule. You got all hotline calls have to be done on video and shirtless. There's a barrier to entry. Andy used to have a not over 60-second rule. I have a no shirts rule.
Bro, let's I'm pulling up the video. We have to real quick. I got the Ball State video here. Before we get out of here, I just pulled up YouTube. Can we do this real quick?
Yeah.
Let's find Nick the Nick guy. All right, we there? Remember this?
Yeah.
God, Indiana sucks. We are. Dirtball State University.
Bro, a little chubbier Ruther. More hair and more fat.
Beautiful, sunny Muncie.
Officially, as of right now, I wish I had like a champagne bottle.
Whoa. What is going on with my
bash
hair?
on the sign. It will officially be Dirtball State University.
Should we get
Okay, should we talk to some dirtballs?
Yeah.
Or should we just get to Nick?
Yeah, we got to Nick the Nick guy. Look at Mata.
But she didn't know until about 4 yesterday when I was in Pennsylvania.
Mata
right.
with the fucking
Nick guy.
All right, I'll get through it.
I mean, it's safe to say. I
Go.
think it's safe to say we know one thing about Nick the Nick guy. He's definitely married now, right?
No.
To Fiona.
Okay, let's see Nick the Nick guy.
Somewhere in Maryland. No, he's at Dirtball State University next to me.
I asked him if I could go to watch Crano pitch. He did not let me do that. I couldn't trust him with this information, so here I am.
He's a good kid.
I forgot about that. So he went from Maryland to Indiana.
Yeah.
And didn't tell his parents?
Yeah.
His dad?
Yeah. I think Mata just like kidnapped him. Which Mata had the fucking transition lenses, so he looks like a kidnapper.
Remember Mata's key broke?
Yeah. The Venn diagram of pedophile kidnappers and people who wear transition lenses is just a circle.
I really, hey, if somebody's listening, I really want to get, guys, I got some time. Please get me Nick the Nick guy's full name. I want to do a deep dive. I want to figure this out.
Well, his last name is the Nick guy. It's just.
Unbelievable. All right, guys, let us know. 310-359-8365. Joe wants video for him. We can do that too. You can DM me videos. DM Dirty Sports videos.
Shirtless, only shirtless.
Only shirtless though.
Only shirtless or in a polo shirt with rainbow suspenders over it. You can follow me on social media at Joe Prano, Instagram, TikTok. You can come see a show. Got a couple coming up in LA. 420, bro. Back at the Townhouse in Venice, Old Stomping Grounds. Early May, a couple shows down in Georgia. Athens Comedy Club, first annual Athens Comedy Club, Athens Comedy Festival, and then Atlanta. So check those out. Come see me soon.
Cool.
Go to a baseball game. Go to your local ballpark or go to the big league park, but go to a baseball game. What a great, like I said, this is my year's just started.
Well, you can follow me at Andy Ruther, all things social. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Shout out to Nick the Nick guy. I miss you, buddy. Come on back. And as always, stay dirty.